If you're working on a goal, trying to change your life, or going after something important, there are times when you feel like you just have no motivation to keep going, especially when you're not seeing results, when it feels like you're stuck, confused, or don't know the way forward. It's very common to reach points where you feel like you have zero motivation, and deep down, you don't really want to give up, but you just don't know how to continue to push yourself. In this video, I am going to tell you how to get back up, how to push yourself even when you feel drained, how to motivate yourself when you're at your lowest, and how to keep going even when things feel impossible. Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Loveline. I am a mental health coach and advocate, and I create content to educate people about how to improve their mental well being and how to live a happier, healthier life. But back to the main reason why you're here, how to motivate yourself when you feel like giving up. Okay, first off, let's talk about motivation. Motivation is basically what drives us to do something. It's that push that makes us take action. In the brain, motivation is linked to the reward system. So when we expect something good from an action, our brain releases chemicals that make us feel energized and ready to act. But sometimes, even when we know something is important, that motivation just disappears. And when that happens, our performance can drop, we feel stuck, and it's really hard to keep going. So let's break down how to get that motivation back when it feels like it's gone. First thing you want to do is to remind yourself of your why. There's always a reason why you started something in the first place. And if you forget that reason, it's easy to get distracted or feel like it's no longer important. You can't really motivate yourself to do something if somewhere in your brain it feels irrelevant. So take a moment, maybe write it down on a paper or put it on a whiteboard where you can see it, or just sit and reflect while you take a walk, whatever works for you. Because thinking about your why reminds your brain why this matters, what result you're hoping for, what you wanted, and why you wanted it in the first place. So reflecting on that reason can push you to take action again. It can give you that little spark of energy to keep going even when motivation is low. After you've reminded yourself why you started in the first place, the next thing you want to do is break big goals into smaller steps. And one of the reasons people get overwhelmed or lose motivation completely is because their goals feel too big or too impossible to achieve. Usually they don't know where or how to start, and then they just procrastinate or push it for later. You don't want that. So even though there's a big picture, and that big picture is what you want to achieve, you can't just wake up one day and get it done. It doesn't work that way. You have to take steps. It takes steps, it takes planning, and sometimes it takes time. And the size of the steps you want to take would depend on how overwhelmed or unmotivated you feel. So, for instance, let's say your goal is to start a business, and you feel stressed about money, unsure about where to start, who to involve, what to do first. You can't just wake up and make it all happen, right? You have to break it down. Step one could be figuring out what kind of business you want to do, spend a day or two researching. Step two can be about thinking about capital, how much you need, and how to get it if you don't have it. Step three can be about maybe the location where you want to set up your business, and you just keep going step by step. Breaking your big goal into smaller, achievable steps makes it less overwhelming and helps you take action without feeling stuck. And that's really important. Another important thing you want to do is reframe your mindset. Always remember it's progress over perfection. If you think you can achieve everything in one day, then that's when motivation starts to drop and you feel like giving up. So, as a content creator, I see channels that just started and they already have tons of followers. It's easy for me to compare myself, right? But what I don't see or what I may not see is the preparation, the practice, or maybe previous attempts they've done behind the scenes. So, comparing yourself to someone else only drains your motivation. Using business as an example again, if your goal is to raise money this week and you only reach 5% of it, that's still progress. Celebrate it. You don't have to only focus on what's left, you can also focus on what you've achieved. So always focus on progress no matter how small. And remember that your mindset shapes your results. And if you're watching this video, it's clear you don't want to give up. So reframe your mindset and keep going. Another thing you want to do is to have a book, a journal, or somewhere you can always refer to when you need inspiration. I say this because inspiration can spark motivation. Getting an idea or seeing someone do something can push you to take action. For example, maybe it's 2 a.m. and you're watching a video about someone who started a business or maybe lost weight or maybe created something, and you see the process and it gives you an idea, and suddenly you want to stand up and go do that thing. That's how inspiration leads to motivation. Personally, I have a book where I write everything, ideas, inspiration, everything that comes to my mind. And I could be cooking or eating, whatever I could be doing, it doesn't matter. But whenever I get inspired, I write it down. If I'm not with my book, I write it on my notes app and then I can transfer it to my book later on. But I always make sure that that idea doesn't get lost. And then on days where I feel unmotivated or unsure what to do next, I go back and read it. Sometimes I see something and think, oh yes, this is one of the reasons why I do what I do. So it reminds me of my why and it gives me that spark to stand up and maybe create or write or take action again. So use whatever is convenient for you. It can be your phone, it can be a notebook, it can be your iPad. Just make sure you have somewhere to capture your ideas and inspiration. That way, when motivation is low, you can visit them and you get that push to keep going. So, these are the tips I want to leave you with today to help you find that spark, that motivation when you lose it or when you can't seem to find it. Obviously, there are other little things you can do. If you feel unmotivated, you could simply go for a walk just to clear your mind, to relax. You can stay away from distractions, maybe keep your phone, your devices aside, and spend some time, quiet time alone just to think, to reflect. You can also pray. Sometimes prayer just gives you that peace and helps you feel like no matter what's happening, you'll be able to handle it. And honestly, sometimes the best thing to do is just to take a nap, rest your head. When you wake up, you feel more refreshed and ready to keep going. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and join our growing community. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for staying with me to this point. And I hope you don't give up on what you're working on. I hope you find a way to continue motivating yourself, and if you find something that works for you, just keep doing it. Until next week, take good care of yourself and bye.